I got tagged in this post, and one of my friends, Zenlin linked it to me. I haven't read it. I don't know what it's about, but we're going to check it out. It's got some number and some data. Yeah, so the post is titled An Analysis of Rating Distribution Between Seasons and Game Modes, Issues and Solutions. We like solutions. Let's see what's going on. Hi, everyone. I want to check up on the participation and rating of players in the War Within Season 1 compared to other seasons. Disclaimer, Wowhead tracks accounts that are no longer active to filter out accounts we will use the level 80 achievement to serve as a benchmark for all players in the War Within Season 1. And the queue popped. That was a fast queue. Wow, we got like a 3-minute queue. Who would have thought? We'll get back into I mean, it's great. Fast queues. I'm not going to complain about that. Yeah, baby! Number 1. Rated PvP participation. Firstly, we need to see the participation of players who engage with rated PvP. According to Wowhead, 83% of tracked players with the achievement level 80. This will be the benchmark we use for general population. So whoever has level 80. So 83% of the people that have gotten level 80. This is to say all the players we draw a comparison from belong to the players tracked on the website who have reached level 80. Note this is players/accounts and not individual characters. It is hard to pinpoint how many people engage in rated PvP. Some players will play one shuffle lobby and call it quits. To compare to level 80 metric above, we will pull data from the same source. We will define an active player as someone who has earned the achievement Combatant 1. Okay. This is to say the player has achieved a rating of greater than or equal to 1,000 during the season. According to Wowhead, this achievement has been obtained by 4% of profiles. 4%? Wait, that's actually lower than I thought. This 4% of profiles tracked by Wowhead, and not just those attained by the level 80 achievement. If 83% of the players have achieved max level and 4% of the players have attained an achievement, we can say that 4.819% of players who have at least one level 80 character also have a character at 1,000 rating above in any bracket. Therefore, 4.819% of players engaged in rated PvP this season. That's crazy. I thought it would be higher than that. That's all right. So less than 5%. What that means is 95% of WoW players don't PvP. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Or don't play rated PvP at least. Rated 3v3 comparison. To keep the data consistent, I will be sourcing all ranking data from the US ladder. This means all players connected to the Americas Oceanic realms. The Saramate website will be used, and this holds historical data. At the time of writing this, according to Saramate, there are 540 players at or above 2,400 in 3v3. Although this season is not ended, I feel its number is quite low compared to other season ranks above 2,400. I take this season will have less than 1.5 players at or above 2,400 in 3v3. Okay. Suck. Water's annoying me. Okay, so season 2,400, the War Within. So in the War Within Season 1, there's only 540 people that have 2,400 rank. In Dragonflight, there was 3,045? God dang, dude. Dragonflight Season 3, 2,500. Dragonflight Season 2, 3,200. Dragonflight Season 1, 2,000. Shadowlands Season 4, 900. So in Shadowlands Season 4, which was like kind of a dead season, I guess this is just the beginning, right? We'll see. Anyways, yeah, Shadowlands Season 3. Shadowlands Season 2 was the most. So Shadowlands Season 2 had the most people above 2,400. Shadowlands Season 1, 3,700. Battle for Azeroth, 4,300. Yeah. It's kind of crazy because I feel like Battle for Azeroth Season 2 and 3 were really dead. And the War Within Season 1 has even less. Is this 3v3? So, I mean, there's reasons for this, right? Like, there's no solo shuffle. There's no solo shuffle in Shadowlands. So, most players, this isn't, like, this data doesn't mean, it means something, but it's not, like, as dire as you think, because I mean, most people play solo shuffle. When I run around and inspect PvPers, they're either playing Blitz or Shuffle, and most of them have no threes games at all. That's crazy. All right. Please note that for Shadowlands Season 2, the data is not complete. The historical data only tracks up to ranks 5,000. Given the rating of 2495 is rank 4984, it is safe to assume that the rating 2400 would be around rank 7,000 or higher. I figured a lot of people would have hovered around 2400 bracket to push Glad and then call it quits. Beyond BFA Season 2, I cannot find any data on Ceramate. I hope this data from Legion Season 7. Please let me know if you can find this data anywhere. As seen in the table above, the rank for 2400 and 3v3 changed quite a bit from season to season. Many things can cause this to happen. Inflation, COVID, PvE rewards, PvP game modes, to name a few. Yep. Rating distribution. Below screenshots come from Drustvar, with all credit going to them. I decided to include this to give more context. Note the difference in total players between solo queue and non-solo queue brackets. Percentile. Okay. Wow, that is really crazy, actually. This is the number of players. So 4,000. That's remarkable. So on this graph, the top of the graph is 4,000. On this graph, it's 25,000. That's nuts. This is Battleground Blitz, 25,000. So just to show you guys the difference, like 3v3, like there's 4,000 people at 1,800. And in Solo Shuffle, there's 25,000 people at 1,800. And in Battleground Blitz, there's way less than that. Most people in Battleground Blitz are just hard stuck 1,500 and 1,600. But at 1,500 and 1,600, there's like 40,000 people. That's a lot. All the data in this section is organized as region and role US. So this is just the US, apparently. Problems. Right here, let's look at the problems. Having Gladiator be tied to a specific rating, 2400, is problematic. It leads to the title being easier or harder throughout different seasons. The same can be said for 2100 and 1800. Rewards are tied beyond these static ratings and do not shift appropriately in accordance with the variety of participation rates. Yep, it's a big problem. I honestly feel like it might be better for us to just go back to end of season rewards. Although I don't really know how excited people are going to get duelist at the end of the season or whatever, you know? I think we just need some new stuff. But I agree with this. Some may say, how is this a problem? By having rewards and their rate of acquisition vary so much season to season, players will feel confused and unmotivated to play. This in turn leads to lower participation rates, which makes the problem worse. Yeah, it's like in Overwatch. Imagine you play an Overwatch one season and you manage to climb up to like, well, I don't even know the ranks. Diamond? Is there Diamond in Overwatch? I think there is. Imagine you get Diamond and then the next season you're just Silver for whatever reason, you know, even though you're playing the exact same. Just because of some weird MMR stuff. I honestly feel like just MMR in general, just, and also like the way inflation is done between the seasons is just, or during the season is just weird. Like if you make a new character right now and you play a single solo shuffle lobby, let's say you make a brand new character, you gear it out, you go 5-1 in one lobby, you're 2,100 already. That just doesn't seem good for new players, you know? I mean, I guess the new player is not going to go 5-1, but it basically puts you in a position where you have to like chain lose over and over and over. But maybe that's just because there's not enough new people feeding into the system. I don't really know. But I will say it doesn't feel good to me knowing that all that matters is playing the last 2 weeks because that's when it's the easiest. That's what I don't like. So I'm not sure how they can do inflation differently. But I know that a lot of players feel like, what's the point in trying? I'm just being artificially held back. Like the only thing that matters is the number in the system that gets higher, you know, like the inflation is just going to increase. It's like, why would I even bother trying for a Gladiator right now? Because I know I'm not going to get it. And if I just wait until the last week of the season, I have a good shot of getting it. So they just skip the whole season. There's something wrong with that. That's a lot of players that do that. There's just no point in playing at all. And I feel like if the system in place rewards you for not playing or doesn't encourage you to play at all, that's weird to me. All right. Large rating differences between brackets. This does not feel right. Players will naturally pick the path of least resistance. To obtain rewards, this leads to certain brackets with much fewer players, 2v2 and 3v3 and regular BGs. Blizzard's response. During the last interview 6 months ago, Blizz stated that they're aware of the problems and they're trying to fix it by shifting rewards. We were discussing some rating threshold adjustments. They also mentioned they wanted to distribute rewards more evenly across the rating bands. Examples, changes were made for elite weapons moving from 2400 to 2100 and the illusion moving from 2100 to 1950. Unfortunately, this won't do much of the system itself. Doesn't account for varying levels of participation. The static and flexible nature of the system is bound to cause problems. Pardon me. As seen from the table in section 2 and the low participation rate outlined in section 1. Final comments. Oh, possible solution. Sorry, we missed that one. Reworking the ranking system. Quite a few members of the community have proposed this is a solution. A rework to the current MMR ranking systems would be a good thing for the game. Having different leagues or ranks such as bronze, silver, or gold is good. StarCraft 2 and Overwatch use this as do other popular games like League of Legends. While not perfect, these systems help keep rewards fair regardless of participation. Having league thresholds change throughout the season would keep rewards current and reflective of the latter in contrast to the wait for the last 2 weeks meta we see. Rewards could be given upon hitting the rank or the after X amounts of wish at that rank. Rewards can be disabled for the first 2 weeks of the season to allow the time for the ladder to establish itself. Final comments: with varying levels of participation, rankings, and the broken nature of the system, a redesign is in order. Blizzard, you have the chance to fix this once and for all. This will help fix the participation rate mentioned in section 1 and the varying levels of rewards acquisition mentioned in sector 2. Here's all the references for the post. Thank you for reading. I can't even dream for reaching Glad this season. Well, you maybe can if you wait for the last week of the season. So it's really weird because I think as soon as people start playing, inflation is going to skyrocket. It's just like in Solo Shuffle. So you know how in Solo Shuffle right now, if you make a brand new character, you're basically 1900 MMR. That's going to happen in threes too. When they do the 2 week announcement, I mean, this is my assumption, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. When they do the 2 week announcement, people are going to start playing again and rating is going to skyrocket. Like the top end of the ladder will probably go up 500 or 600 rating, maybe 700 rating would be my guess if people start playing. So as long as some people log on and try to get their end of season rewards, I think inflation will go up a lot. It's pretty much validated everything that I and others have assumed for a while. Participation is dropping and fluctuation in participation makes rewards difficulty super inconsistent. Percentile rewards would be better, but to be honest, I'm happy for them to just open cosmetic rewards to everyone with speed of unlock determined by rank, and then leave ranks as the true prestige. Either way, and something needs to be done because it's going to shit for a while and it's just getting worse. Yep. Leapfrogging is a problem too. When people are sitting on MMR on 2+ tunes or hogging that MMR and not being distributed anymore. Yeah, that's more of like a top end problem though. I mean, for me, the biggest issue in the game is that like the mid-range player just doesn't want to play. You know what I mean? Like when I look at this graph, I care mostly about, I care about these players, but I care mostly about these players. Like these players having a better time. This is most of the players, right? So these players right here having a better time and getting rewards and feeling like they actually want to log on and play is the most important thing in the game. Like what matters over here, like it matters, but like we need to be talking about how do we make the game more fun for them? These are the people we want to have a lot of fun. These are them. This is the group. If you're in this group, I want the game to be more rewarding and more fun for you. This is what we care about. This matters a little, but Without this, all of these people, this doesn't matter. No one cares. So, whatever solutions and problems you think the game has, this is what we need to be focusing on. These people. This is the people. Okay. That's where I'm at. But yeah. Let's see some of the other comments. Thanks for the data. They need to change the reward structure ASAP for getting the Glad Mount. Even some basic rewards like a weapon enchant require you to be in the top 250 of your spec. That's insane. That's true. All these discussions about changing the reward structure basically amount to putting lipstick on a pig. People don't play PvP because it's not fun. If rated PvP was fun, you wouldn't need to bait people with rewards to make them play. In fact, I think if rated PvP didn't have any exclusive FOMO rewards tied to it, participation would collapse to below 1%. Truth. You think so? I guess, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the game is fun. I've talked to people that think the game is fun too. I feel like people just get, I don't know. I think there's a lot of psychology going on. Who knows? I don't know. What do I know? But yeah, it's nice to have these conversations and discussions.